All right, welcome back, people. I know it's been a little minute. Matter of fact, if I can recall, this might just be the first upload of 2020. I don't think so, but anyways, what up, people? Like always, you know who it be out here in San Diego, California. Your boy Eli. It's funny because me and my wife were talking about that. You know, like at work, that's what they call me. They call me Elias. That's my name, Elias. They don't call me Eli. They don't call me E. It's Elias, and it's been a long time that anybody has called me Elias. That's like an old school name. That's my original name. But for a long time, people have been calling me Eli since I was 20 working at Rouse, you know, and it just stuck with me after so many years. But I wanted to get into something special today, okay? I was actually going to start talking about this program that I feel it's a very successful program out here in Southern California where I'm at. It's called CRASH, Community Resources and Self-Help. And I wanted to talk about some of the disciplines that they give you there, you know. And for example, one of them was called MONAD, Mouth on Non-Active Duty, where you had to literally be quiet. Not for 30 minutes or an hour. I'm talking about 8 days. Yes. And a program with 50 men, and people were dropping what you could call tattletale slips. The first one that I could recall was basically just a limbo. Okay. Second one was a MONAD, which is mouth on non-active duty. Third one was personal belongings in a cubby, which basically means you're almost kicked out. All your stuff is at the door. All your personal belongings is at the door. So every morning when you wake up, you got to go to the cubby hole, which is like the basement, and grab your stuff for the day. You don't have nothing in your room, none of your personal stuff, your hygiene, nothing. You're basically kicked out. Last but not least is EXILE. I call that, for anybody that's been locked up, that's doing a shoot term but at CRASH in a recovery home, because you're by yourself. You're the first one you're the first one on the floor and the last one off the floor. You're the first one off the floor at 5 a.m. and you're the last one on the floor at 10 p.m. So from 5 to 10, you have to stay in the library or in the hallway during classes, but by yourself. You can't talk to nobody. You can't be on your phone because you don't have no cell phones. You can't be looking at magazines because you ain't got no magazines. You can't be reading personal books of your choice because you ain't got no personal books of your choice like that. They have a library, but there's certain books in there. Recovery-based, faith-based, educational books. You know what I mean? You ain't going to see no James Patterson books in there. Just, it's a behavior modification center. Remember that. This ain't just a rehab. Because a lot of rehabs are like luxury rehabs that I've been to compared to CRASH. You can have snacks in your room, Xbox in your room with a TV. It's like, it's crazy. In CRASH, you could only watch TV on the weekends. And that was literally, let's say, I'll give you the rundown on the schedules, all right? Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. First day in. You start off, you wake up, and you have to be downstairs by 6:15, 6:20 in the morning, Monday through Friday. I think the wake up time's at 5, and you have till 6:20 to get up between you and 3 other roommates, okay? And 4 other roommates on the other side to share one bathroom, because you have one bathroom for 8 guys. All you 8 guys got to come up with a decision between that hour and a half, who's going to shower, who showered the night before. Have all that unlocked. You know, who's going to be the dirtbag that doesn't shower at all. You can be on that shit too. You know what I mean? Because that shit will fuck up your whole vibe. Trip out. So, 6:20, you're downstairs. You're having your cup of coffee for the ones that drink coffee, or your water with a bread with some butter and sugar. That's it. That's your little snack, whatever. Okay, at 6:20 to wake up, get going. You basically go check in inside a room. All 50 you guys, everybody. Not one person from the house is missing because nobody's at work yet. Okay, this is your first day. Remember that. Your first day. Boom. 7:15, because you're all checking in. You know, 6:15, 6:20, you're getting your coffee, your bread, your butter, whatever. 6:45, you're all getting ready to go into the meeting room. 6:45 to 7:15, we're all checking in. Roll call, check in. What's up? It's Elias. I'm feeling all right today, you know. Thank God I got to open up my eyes and I'm clean and sober. Gracias for allowing me to be here. Next, 50 guys all got to check in basically. You know, at 7:15, we all at the house, all 50 of us go for a walk around the block, 2-3 blocks. A 30-minute walk. It's a nice little walk. I'm not gonna front. When you're clean and sober, you just got out. You know, you're getting clean. You're with this new state of mind, this new way of thinking. You know, those little type of things like that really help. To me, it was almost like a high. I didn't feel anything like that for such a long time that when I actually felt the beauty of a walk, it was like, wow, yeah, this is sick. I loved it. And I love the fact that Crash exposed me to that. Like Crash showed me that it was possible to actually start beginning to feel good without the use of drugs. Because understand that a lot of us will still get off of drugs and end up depressed. They can't live with and they can't live without the use of drugs. Trust me, I know. I still can't honestly sit here and tell you I could live life without the use of any mind-altering substance because I medicate with medicinal marijuana. That would be bullshit. That would be bullshit. Let me go ahead and tell you, I find the joy of life in everything and anything today when I'm totally off of methadone and not medicating with medicinal marijuana. Until that day, I can't speak on that. But understand that there's people that are fucking depressed. I can't tell you that I live off of drugs and everything like that. I know that I can't. I can't tell you that. I can't. Crash shows you that. Crash showed me that I was capable of doing that. So, back to our walk. Boom. We come back 7:15, 7:45, say 8. We all check in again real quick. We don't all say, hey, I'm Elias. None of that. We just all come back, sit down. Shh, quiet time. Nobody speaks. I forgot to say that. Nobody could even speak inside the house during wake-up time. It could be in your room, chit-chatting, whatever. But you better keep it down. But when you get downstairs, get ready to have your coffee, chill out. But when you're in the break room checking in like that, it's quiet time. Then you guys go all have breakfast. You have breakfast from, say, 8 o'clock to 8:30. We all go back into the break room at 8:30. And then they give us our house chores. We all break up into our little house chores. From 8:30 to 9:30, we have house chores. We're all cleaning the house. And then from 9:30 to 10, we're basically getting cleared from our house chores. And people are smoking cigarettes. You can smoke cigarettes now. And that's it. Because at 10 o'clock, from 10 to 11, class is in session. 11 to 12, classes in session. You have a 10-minute break in between that hour. The 10 to 11, break. 11 to 12, break. 12 to 12:30 is lunch. Okay? But those 2 1-hour classes are deep, intimate classes. They talk about your emotions. They talk about how to recognize certain emotions. They talk about how to deal with certain emotions and how you're going to have to cope with certain emotions, because we've been so emotionally dead for so long that now that we get clean, we start feeling certain emotions that sometimes we won't recognize them, and that's very dangerous. Lunch, all right, guys? So check it out. You got 12 o'clock lunch. Before that 12 o'clock lunch, like I said, you have 2 hours, which are back-to-back hours of consecutive classes. During these classes, there'd be everything from emotions, old behaviors, triggers, females, music, how they could be a trigger. Like a lot of the things that I speak on today, especially when it comes to recovery base, is everything that I learned from Crash. Bottom line, I swear I could not recommend any other rehab to anybody other than Crash. Any other rehab would be just a waste of time. To be honest with you, I've been to so many other rehabs. Within 3 days, you could go out looking for a job. Within 2 weeks, you could have a pass to go for the weekends home. Crash? Shit. Back to Crash. Okay, so this is barely 12 o'clock in the afternoon. We're barely having lunch. You just went through 2 hours of back-to-back classes, and it was about emotions. How to recognize them, how to deal with them, how to cope with them, and how not to let them to take over your life and determine your life. Because a lot of the time, emotions will make you they will lead to a relapse because you don't know how to deal with your emotions. So Crash showed me how to deal with my emotions. Crash showed me how I need to cope with certain emotions. Especially knowing the fact that me, myself, on some real fucking mad shit, I'm a real sensitive person. I'm sensitive. As gay as it sounds. Yes. You know, like, I take things personal. When I say sensitive, I say it in that sense. And I take a lot of things personal when I shouldn't. You know, I personalize a lot. That was one of my major character defects when I was at Crash that they pointed out to me. Okay? That's what I loved about the classes at Crash. Okay? So, 12 to 1, you have lunch, you eat. You have good food too. Not like gel food or a sandwich. Like, yeah, good ass lunch. Like raviolis, lasagna. You have tacos, hamburgers, pizza. Like, the chef there, he cooks. He got down. So anyways, from 1 back to 4, you're fucking back to back classes. 3 hours of back to back classes. Okay? Now, if you're on EXILE, you're sitting in the hallway during these classes. You're not participating in any of the activities. You're not participating in any of the check-ins. You're just sitting in the hallway. You're there, but you're not there. And then when we're on break or during the weekends, when we're not having classes, when I get to how the weekends go, you're sitting in the library. You cannot interact with nobody. You're just sitting there. Sad. Sucks. We get into what happened to me on my disciplines. All right, guys? Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And drop a comment down below. This is getting good, okay? This is getting real good. So anyways, 1 to 3, 4, we have classes. Once a week, during that 1 to 4 classes, we go to the park. Once a week, we go to the park. For 2 hours, we play kickball. We walk around, jog. You do push-ups. Whatever you like to do. But you got to kick it with your group. You can't be talking to nobody else. Remember, there's really strict there. If anybody at the park tries to talk to you, you have to tell them, hey, I'm sorry, I'm in a program, I can't speak to you. Simple as that. I know, it sucks. I'm going to get into how I dealt with it when I was on, when I had the privileges of leaving the house. I'm going to get into it, alright guys? So trip out. So at 4 or 5, we come back, we have dinner from 4 to 5. From 5 to 7, we have break. You know, you could use the payphone for 15 minutes. You could go outside and play cards. You could play guitar. You could work out. Different sorts of things. But you can't watch TV during the week. There's a TV, but you can't watch TV during the week. And then 7 o'clock, we come back in, and from 7 to 10, we have crucial back-to-back classes. Now, these classes, they'll be about employment. They'll be about specific drugs like heroin, crystal meth, cocaine, different types of drugs. They'll talk about they'll educate you on these drugs. You know, let you know about the damages, the side effects, and how important it is not to engage in them. So, like a lot of the people that came in on just smoking bud, it was beautiful. It was a great class for them to engage in and listen to a lot of the side effects and the harms that a lot of these drugs do to you. It was cool because a lot of these youngsters, they weren't expecting for them to get that gruesome because they were in other programs and they never did that to them. Crash made you write an obituary about yourself. Like the day you died, your wife, for example, me, my wife wrote a letter of the day that I died. Due to my addiction. It was deep. Crash was deep. Okay? So from 7 to 9, 7 to 10, that's what we were doing. We were doing these type of classes. You know? That was your whole day during Crash, during the week. That was your day. 5 in the morning, wake up call. 6:15, you're down on the floor having coffee. You go on a walk at 7. You come back, have breakfast at 8. Check in, do house chores till 10. Then you have classes till 12. You eat lunch till 1. Then you have classes till 4 or 5. Have dinner, break time till 7. Have classes till 9. And then go to bed by 10. Lights out at 10. That was Monday through Friday. Except Friday. Sorry. Friday you can stay out till 11. Saturday. Here we go. You wake up at 7 or 8. It's your choice. Because you could wake up at 6, 7 for coffee and bread, whatever the thing they give you, for an hour. They have it that day, 6 to 7. If not, you could stay asleep till 8, 8:30. And then at 9, they're going to start doing house chores, which is, they call it like double, triple scrub. From 9 to 12, you're basically cleaning your room and doing your house chore. Like they said, people would be like, I already folded my clothes. Cool. Unfold it and do it 2 more times. And we'll probably be done by then. What the fuck? Learn to fold your clothes perfect. Because I know a lot of you motherfuckers didn't fold your clothes when you were out there in your addiction. Like, damn, I didn't even fold my clothes now. So, like, that's what crafts will make you do, So, from 9 to 12, you basically do house chores, clean your room really good, because they're going to come by and inspect all the rooms. And if one room fails, there'll be disciplines for the whole house during the weekend. And you don't want to get the TV taken away. You don't want to get the phone taken away. You don't want to get cards taken away. People are depending on these, especially during the weekends. People love watching movies during the weekends, especially because from 12 to 12, 1 o'clock at night, you watch movies now that whole day. Now, Saturday, all day, you watch movies. Obviously, at 4 o'clock, you have dinner. At 12, you have lunch. You have a little snack too, like nachos or candy. They'll surprise us with candy or something on a Saturday, And then Sunday's basically the same thing. Okay? That's your Monday through Sunday schedule at Crash. Saturday's your only basic free time. Now, you might be asking, does anybody get any passes to go out? I'll tell you what. Believe it or not, your boy in like 6-9 months was the first person to go on an 8-hour pass on a Saturday. Remember that, babe?
Yeah.
It was awesome. I was the first person in like 6 to 9 months in that program Crash to have approved an 8-hour pass to go home for the weekend for 8 hours. It was beautiful, man. It was like, I was running a really good program. I was doing things that I shouldn't have been doing. I'm going to get into what happened. Okay. But who paid the price in the long run there? Was me. Look at after everything I was telling you, all the self-discipline that they were teaching throughout the day, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. What am I doing back on methadone? Medicating with medicinal marijuana. What went wrong? Is that I wasn't running a feed-my-ass program when I was there. I was basically just faking it to make it. I was faking it to make it. Fake it to make it. That's why I relapsed my second week out of the program. I didn't practice no self-discipline when I was there. I was like, I didn't get kicked out the whole time I was there. So let's get into what happened with my first discipline. Like I said, they have Limbo, they have Monad, personal belongings in the cubby, EXILE, and then you're gone. You're kicked out. When I first got there, my first 30 days, people were getting kicked out every day because that program is so strict. Very strict. After 30 days, you were allowed to go to your probation officer to go check in. You were allowed to go to a doctor's appointment. You were allowed to leave the house finally after 30 days. You were allowed to leave the house to go look for a job, whatever. From 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., you were allowed to leave the house. You had to have a specific reason, and you had to have proof. You had to get signatures of everywhere you went, and you had to go from point A to point B and point B to point A. What does that mean? From the house to your probation officer, from the probation officer back to the house. Not to 7-Eleven, not to Burger King, anywhere, but just there. And if anyone talks to you while you're on the street, sorry, I'm in the program, I can't speak to you. That's all I would say. Like, hey, no disrespect, I'm in a program and I can't talk. I'm sorry. And of course, there's always that one jackass, because I had experienced it. We would be in a group setting, and there would always be that one homie. Hey, fool, how about if some fool's like, hey, what are you, a fucking trauma or something? You're a fucking trauma lister, you can't talk? I mean, I turned around and I'd be like, dog, if anyone would ever fucking tell me that, I'll turn around and be like, hey, I'm a fucking Sureño. Don't you ever get at me like that. I won't get me kicked out. who's gonna tell? Turn around. And that was stupid of me to even say that. I was just being honest, because type of shit like that would get on my nerves when I was at Crash. Because I really, really liked Crash. And you would always have one or two jackass coming in trying to fuck up the whole program. We had a really good house when I was there. We had a really good house. Like I said, my first 30 days when I was there, there was people getting kicked out every day. But I feel like that was the way that the house was cleaning itself. Because from those 30 days on to when I graduated, we had a solid ass house. Ain't nobody was getting kicked out at that time. I think like 1-2 people got kicked out a month. And those 2-3 months I was there after my first 30 days. Because Crash tells you signed up for 3 months, but you end up doing 4. Because after 3 months, they have to give you a 2-week notice, basically letting you know you're going to transition out. So when I hit my 90 days, I'm right there trying to be like, hey, man, you know what I mean? I have got my 2-week notice. But anyways, we're not at my 90 days. My first week I was there, I got put on Monad, which is mouth on non-active duty. As many could tell, I love talking. That was the hardest fucking tool for me. This is what happened. My first time. I had just started there. It was like 4 or 5 days in. I remember we were all going for a walk. And they call these things a pull-up. When they sense that your behavior's starting to come out, your old behaviors, your old way of talking, your old way of walking, whatever it may be. But a brother's going to pull you up. Like, for example, say I'm talking to one of the brothers. Not even example. This is what happened. I was talking to one of the brothers that I knew from the street, and we were kind of like war storing in a sense. He was like, "Hey, fool, remember that one time we were at Target and woo woo woo?" I was like, "Oh shit, remember that dog? That shit was crazy." And you know me, I'm fucking loud as it is. So he tells me, this guy, the brother, he goes, "Hey, Elias, pull up, man." And I turned around. I was like, "What do you mean pull up?" And he goes, "What's the proper response to a pull up?" This is stupid. And then remember my homie told me that he was even talking to. He's like, "Hey, fool, tell him thank you, fool. Like, they're gonna trip on that." I'm like, that's fucking gay, fool. Trip on that. Sure enough, when we come back from our walk, they dropped a contract on me immediately. Like half the house. Not just him, half the fucking house. Because you had to basically tell on each other when you notice bad behaviors. Everybody did. Like, hey, the new guy, you know, his behavior is really bad. We don't want that in the house. We got to let him know from the beginning we're not playing around. And that's what they did. They pulled me in front of the whole class and asked me, "Hey, what happened when you were outside right now?" And I was like, "When we were on our walk." And he goes, "Yeah, you know, you had a misunderstanding with, I'll say his name was Jeff or, you know, with Jeff." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, he pulled me up." He goes, "What did you say?" I didn't respond properly. "What did you say?" I said, "Stupid," you know. And he goes, "All right, man, you're on Monad." I was like, "What? No limbo, no nothing? You're on Monad, man." I was like, oh my God. 8 days straight, mouth on non-active duty. I wasn't allowed to talk. I wasn't allowed to make hand signals. I wasn't allowed to talk to my bunkies, my roommates. I had 2 other roommates. I wasn't allowed to talk to them. I went 8 days straight on Monad. For the next minute, you know how hard that is? That was just 1 minute for me. Imagine 8 days, 24 hours consecutively for 8 days. I was going crazy. Monad for 8 days. I was going crazy. And my roommates, they don't want to talk because they were really strict at that program. A lot of my people there were there because the court sent them there. So if you got kicked out of that program, you're going back to jail. It was scary. A lot of homies were scared. Like, I can't talk, fool, Spencer, you know? And look at my view, beautiful. So You know, like, it was crazy. Okay, so anyways, I'm on Monad for 8 days. They finally take me off. Tell me why. Why? 5 days later, I'm back on Monad. 5 days later, I'm back on Monad. I didn't get put on a different tool. I got put right back on Monad. I did 8 days on Monad. 5 days later, I'm back on Monad. So by the time I get off of Monad, that time, I think I did 7 days, 6 days. By the time I hit 30 days in that program, 15 of those days were on Monad. By the time I hit my 30 days in that program, half of my time I was on Monad. Imagine that. Imagine that. I was literally crying. I'm not even playing. Not something I like to brag about. I was crying when they put me on Monad my second time. Because I was suffering. Why? Why? No. Come on. You put me on Limbo. Why? Like, no, Elias, stop. Like a baby, like a little kid. It was crazy. Ooh, because I didn't want to leave. I wasn't going to leave. But I didn't want to be put on Monad again. And this is why I got put on Monad. During that time, like I said, I was taken off of Monad. I was excited. Everything was cool. I had a new job. I was working in the laundry. I already had like 2 weeks in the program. Okay. And people donate stuff to the program. Brand new clothes, stuff like that. So that day I was working the laundry and someone came and dropped out brand new clothes. A bunch of brand new clothes. Nice clothes. Levi shirts, pants, shoes. Oh man, a lot of new stuff. Nice stuff. So I don't know why, in my right state of mind, and then to this day I still trip out on what the fuck are they thinking? Like, you swear, like a Mr. Prison guy or something? Like, come on. Like, you serious? I decided to separate the clothes by races. I said, this is for the homies, this is for the paisans, this is for the woods, this is for the brothers, and this is for the others. I don't know. I'm telling you. To this day, I'm even shocked. Like, what are you thinking? You're not in jail. Like, are you trying to be cool or something? Like, you know, check it out. Like, stupid. So someone dropped a contract on me about that, you know? And I got more mad because it was someone that's been in prison. So I was like, bro, you've been in the pen and you're going to drop a contract on me for something so petty like that? They got really mad. They're like, you know what, Elias? Stop. You're back on Monad. That's the time I started crying. Like, no, why? No, why? You know, because I was like, I didn't want to get put back on Monad. I was terrified of Monad. Like, I got to be quiet. You know, and I was mad. So I could put on Monad. Trip out. 30 days come up, whatever. I was done with Monad. You know, my 30 days come up. I'm going to my probation officer. She's even shocked that I'm still there after 30 days. She's like, you're still there? Way to go. And you still want to stay there? Because you could pull out if you want. Let me know and I'll pull you out. Because she didn't want me to go there from the beginning. She said, I don't want you to go there because I don't want you to get kicked out. You're going to make your situation worse. Like, no. I want to go. I need to change. I need help. I've gone to all kinds of other programs. They don't help. They're real lenient. I need some kind of structure in my life. So she was shocked. She even said, I'll give you 30 days. If you get kicked out within your 30 days, you'll be good. But after your 30 days, you're going to have to find a way to stick it out. So I passed my 30 days. I go check in with my PO. She's even shocked. Like, wow, you're still there and you want to stay there? Way to go. I'm so proud of you. Woo-dee woo-woo, la 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 la. So everybody's happy. I'm starting to shadow people. As I'm going to places, I'm taking people now. And I start going to the stores without permission. Basically a relapse. Because I didn't feel right if I wasn't doing something wrong. Yes, as weird as that sounds, I didn't feel right if I wasn't doing something wrong. So when I was going to the probation officer, if I didn't just buy a soda, I didn't feel right. Something so stupid and simple and small like that, knowing it could get me kicked out, I had to do it just for the rush. Like, who cares? Because they tell me I can't, I am. Watch. To the point that I would take shit home to my roommates because I knew they couldn't go out. Like, hey, boy, some Skittles for you. I felt like the cool guy. Like, you see how sick a person is that crash exposes you to those type of behaviors? Like, the fuck is wrong with you? You have simple fucking rules in this house and you can't abide by those rules. You're going to see you're not getting over on anybody. You think you're getting over on us, you're getting over on yourself. So
congratulations, you played yourself.
During those in-house meetings, those hour meetings, and I would be like, whatever, I'm fucking slick, homie. You ain't catching me. My stupid ass way of thinking while in this program. I'm looking for work, I get a job, I get a pass. Everything is going fabulous. Fabulous. One day we're going on those little walks that we do in the morning, okay? And someone slips me talking about that I was war storing, that I was speaking and I was talking like my old self again. After 2 months in the program, I shouldn't be speaking like that. And he was right. Because one of my friends, one of my homies from the streets had just came in and we were our first walk together. We're like, you know, he's all like, damn, you all working, you're doing good, like, fuck yeah, fool, you're leaving? Yeah, like, what the fucking balloon, check you out, that crash. So people, I mean, he was shocked, I was shocked, you know, and it felt good. So, you know, I mean, we kind of got carried away, like, yeah, boy, that's right, like, fuck, fool, we were excited, you know, I got a little carried away with our emotions. And someone slipped me for that. Okay, so when I'm in the group, they're like, hey, Elias, you know, I slipped you for war storing. You know, if nothing changes, nothing changes. I was like, okay, thank you. I had already been there for 2 months. So I'm like, I found my little ways around this program. Thank you. After the meeting, after the group meeting, I go over there to his room. I didn't know this, though, but I go to his room and I knock on the door and, what's up, man? Into his room, and I tell him, hey, next time you want to slip me, make sure you do it right at least, you know. And he got all mad, like, oh, really? I was like, there's a way you slip, then you drop a contract, then you go to the counselor, okay? Learn how to do it the proper way before even doing it. And he got mad because he's like older, you know, he didn't know the proper way. You know, I was being a dick too. So he goes right away to go fucking cry to the counselor. And we're ready to go to bed. You know, we're all getting ready to go to bed. It was after the meeting, and they call us again. They're like, house meeting, house meeting. And we're like, oh shit, someone got in trouble. Because when they do that, someone's in trouble. And it's 10 o'clock at night. We're going to bed. Ooh, this is serious. Someone's getting kicked out. We're like, who is it? So we all go downstairs, whatever. And they're like, Elias. I'm like, Elias what? They're like, get in the middle. I'm like, oh, what the fuck did I do now? And then I go literally shocked, like, what the fuck? And don't stand there with that blank look like you don't know what you did. And I was like, I don't know what I did. You're on exile. I was like, for what? Mario, drop your contract. I was like, oh my fucking gosh, this guy. He said, Elias, I'm dropping my contract on you because you just went in my room and I felt threatened. I come from prison. And when I'm in prison and you bring another man with you to my cell, I'm thinking you guys are ready to fight. I would have stabbed you in prison. We got to change it, Elias. I'm like, who was behind me? Tim. Oh my God. And yeah, I could see that. I didn't realize at that time because I didn't go there with that guy Tim. I went on my own. But Tim was my little buddy in that program. So when he sees me, he's running behind me like, what's up, what's up? You know, so I'm basically seeing me right there like, and Tim's right there like, so I didn't realize that at the moment, and Mario dropped the fucking contract on me for me to realize that, and I got put on exile. I didn't even get to fucking cry or explain I was shocked, like I could almost get kicked out. What the after everything, I just got a job, everything that I've done, I'm put on exile over this shit? What the I was fucking tripping. So anyways, they were nice enough to allow me to go to work. They're like, you go to work, no worries. But it's just going to expand your time on exile, double the time. Say you would have done 4 or 5 days on exile, you're going to do 10. Because you're gone to work half the day. I'm like, all right, cool motherfuckers. I'm going to get coffee and donuts and everything in the morning just to be a fucking dick, you know? The program was so structured that when I would get my paychecks on Friday, I had to go to the house and leave my checks there. They didn't allow you to fucking carry your money and shit. You go cash your check at the store, you get permission, you had to bring your receipt, and every dollar and cent that you did, everything exactly. Here's my money. Cool. Here's $30 for the week. And they give you $30 for the week. That's how I had money. My rest of my money, they would put it away there to the day that I transitioned out the house, and I would get all my money. I transitioned out, I had like $3,000 plus this other little check that they didn't tell me about that I got when I transitioned out the house. which I'll get into. So I'm going to work, and I'm on EXILE. So when I would come home from work, you know, I would wake up like normal, 5, 6 in the morning, and I would leave actually at 7 because I worked far. So playing those sick little games, I'd be at work in 45 minutes. I told them to take me 2 hours. Instead of going like this, like straight, I would go like this. You know, just do bullshit and get the fuck out of the house quick. You know, like, I know, scamming, sick ways, but fuck it. I even think my counselor, because he was an ex-homie, I think he even knew, but he was just like, fuck it, as long as I could keep him here and he's not using, fuck it. He's gonna realize down the line why I've been telling him all this. And I have, not gonna lie, I did. I didn't play nobody but myself. Stay tuned for part 2. I'm going to let you guys know what happened on EXILE. Obviously, you guys know I transitioned out the house. Let you know what happened on EXILE. And I'm going to let you know what happened when I transitioned out. What brought me back to the situation that I find myself at today. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed down below, and drop a comment down below. Look at this beautiful, amazing sunset. Where they say Venus is up there, I don't freaking know. One love, gente.